Look here. This photograph was taken in the region of East Anglia in two different periods. The houses above are much farther away from the coastline than the ones in the photo below. That was taken maybe some years after the first one. And the same thing it happened in this other photograph that comes from the same area of England. All these things suggest that coastlines are always changing over years. Why? Welcome to Eroding Shores, a documentary exploring the topic of coastal erosion, a phenomenon shaped by the dynamic processes studied in the Cambridge IGCSE syllabus. In this educational journey, we will focus on the forces and processes that shape our coastlines, applying the principles of hydraulic action, attrition, corrosion, and solution to understand the continuous transformation of the shoreline. First of all, let's discuss the fundamental forces at work. Coastal erosion begins with hydraulic action. That means the force of moving water against the coastline. Hydraulic action, driven by the power of waves, dislodges rock particles from the cliff. Attrition, another key concept, involves the collision of rock fragments carried by the waves. These collisions lead to the breakdown of rocks into smaller and smoother pebbles. Corrosion, a process central to our story, refers to the particles carried by the waves that crash against the cliffs, eroding so the cliffs. The last process is solution. It is another significant agent of erosion, wherein the sea's chemical composition reacts with certain types of rock, slowly dissolving them over time. All the materials transported by the waves due to this process of erosion will be deposited in another area, where the so-called deposition will have a fundamental role in the creation of new land. To sum up, the different processes of erosion and deposition are mainly produced by the different effects of two types of waves: the destructive waves and the constructive waves. The destructive waves carry out deposition and over time will create a narrow and steep beach. The constructive ones will create a wide and gently sloping beach. Let's see now a case study that we can use as an example of changing coastline. We are here in Anzio, 16 kilometers far away from Rome, the capital city of Italy, precisely in the regional park of Tor Caldara. Tor Caldara is a place steeped in both history and natural beauty. Historically, it holds a significant place as the site of ancient Roman villas and thermal baths, indicating its importance as a leisure destination even in antiquity. Its historical significance extends to World War II, when it served as a strategic point during the Battle of Anzio. Tor Caldara's coastline experiences significant coastal erosion, primarily driven by the erosive forces of the Tyrrhenian Sea. The powerful waves, which are influenced by wind patterns and tides, exert continuous pressure on the shoreline. Erosion processes such as hydraulic action, corrosion, attrition, and solution are at work here. These processes gradually wear down the exposed rock surfaces along the coast. Coastal erosion in Tor Caldara has created unique landforms, including sea caves, stacks, and arches, showing the dynamic nature of the coastline. To have an idea of the present-day coastline, we can focus on the headland that at present survive from the original coastline before erosion. On the headland, waves erode the rock face, forming cliffs. We can notice here small caves created by the erosional features like hydraulic action. Probably in the past, the rocks of the headland which were much more advanced, but over time the cliffs have been eroded and pushed back. We can have here a proof of this from the remaining wave-cut platform. If we move along the coast a short distance from the tower, we can also notice the presence of rocks in the seabed. They are what remains of the previous original headland before erosion. Unfortunately, at the present it seems that there aren't here any types of protection of the coastline from erosion. But according to some local newspapers, it seems that the local authority is going to add some panels made of rock in order to protect the coastline from erosion. To conclude, it should be added that over the years this stretch of coast has undergone uncontrolled building development, which has inevitably damaged the environment.